Welcome. Today's a little different than we normally go. We're having men in the studio and young men, not your average entrepreneurs, but hustlers, digital hustlers. That you guys are using social media to get a leg up. And I have to say, I'm really impressed. You guys have both popped up on my screen all the time, and we have no one in common, I don't think. I mean, besides for age and gender and all the things, honestly, you're building an app, you're doing comedy, it normally wouldn't pop up, but you guys are using social media to your advantage, and I love it. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing online and how you are leveraging it to build businesses.
For sure. I'll start. I'm building a company for real estate. Before that, I wasn't doing that. So thankfully, I built a smaller audience before I even started building the app, which has helped me open up doors with real estate professionals that I probably never would have been able to get in the room with because I only had been in real estate for 2 years prior. So utilizing that, and then now I'm utilizing social media, Instagram, TikTok to grow my presence, get in the door, and hopefully get deals for my company.
Okay, what is the company?
The company's Verify ID. So the idea is to streamline the leasing process for real estate by allowing documents to be securely stored and sent and actually verifying that information so you know it's legit.
Okay, amazing. That really makes things faster.
That's the idea. Faster, more efficient, and preventing fraud.
Okay, amazing. And what are you doing online?
I am just showing the world who I am, just being real with people. I think it's very important in life to just branch out and meet new people. Like since I started posting content, just gained a ton of connections, people that I never thought I'd be here, and I'm here. So just keep posting and just keep meeting new people and just making connections online.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. When I started posting online, you guys were in preschool. Okay. And when I was posting, there was such a stigma. You couldn't be funny, you couldn't be serious. It was cringy to be online. Everyone judged you. There was never a minute where I wasn't second guessing what I was posting because it wasn't done in the Jewish community. It just wasn't. And I started doing skits online. I started doing therapy stuff online, a little bit of everything. Do you find that it's still cringy to be posting? Are you second guessing yourself?
I mean, before we got started, and something we always spoke about when we first got started kind of together at the same time was that, like, especially in our community, modern Orthodox community, it's closed off from the outside world. So anything you do is, under a microscope. So everything is judged overly. So yeah, I mean, everyone around us thought it was cringy. People still try to make fun of us about it. But you got to get over that fear factor and kind of realize that what everyone else says really doesn't matter.
I'm on the same boat as him, same team. Like there are definitely things that I post and I don't want to be posting those certain things. But I think once you get over the hump and you just block out the noise and just stay focused and stay in your own lane, I think that just don't care about what people think. And that's honestly what I'm trying to show people. Just stop caring about what people think and others are saying.
I hear that, but we also live in the world that's judgmental and we like the
Yeah.
hawk. I mean, like, let's be real.
He loves the hawk.
Love the
Okay.
hawk.
Like, we like it. We like a little bit of Yenta action.
Correct.
So the more you post online, the more you're opening yourself up to scrutiny,
Mhm.
For sure.
right? But you guys are building something. What is the goal you're building? You're going out there doing these sketches, running like social media platforms for other people. So you have to have a goal in mind. What's the goal?
My personal goal is hopefully to transition into golf, as I said, but more just to like join something bigger than what I'm doing rather than working a 9 to 5 every single day for something I wouldn't want to be doing, going into a section where like I look up to people that are in Barstool, I look up to people who are in Bob Those Sorts, and like they built something from the bottom, and people that it's not really normal back then, but nowadays it's becoming the norm of just like Instagram and golf and just going online and speaking. So hopefully joining something bigger than what I am if I'm not creating my own thing.
You guys are from a little bit of a different generation than I am. Not a lot, but a little different. When did you guys start realizing that your phone could literally lead you to making money?
It's a good question.
Powerful, yeah. I mean, I remember downloading Instagram in like sixth grade when I was like 11 or 12. It was crazy. I didn't really start using it until I was in 10th grade for
Because
business
you guys were
purposes.
going to get in trouble from
Yeah.
your yeshivas.
Exactly. We couldn't use it for
No Instagram.
for other reasons. In 10th grade, I actually started reselling sneakers and I used Instagram to sell it. So that was when I saw the power of it. And then during COVID, when I was in 12th grade, I started buying these e-commerce courses to do drop shipping and was able to make money there. So from there, I saw it was powerful, but not until last year when I realized, and I actually closed real estate deals through social media, that I said, okay, I can make more than just a couple $100 from social media.
What about you? When did you decide that forget this? I might be cringy online. I might be posting things that other people don't like, but I know it's going to get me somewhere.
I always knew because I would always see influencers and content creators promoting things and just being sponsored, but I never really thought I'd be the one doing like food reviews for other restaurants, getting paid to do that. When would I have realized that? Probably after I started working. Like I was working a job and then I just wasn't so happy and comfortable there. And I was like, I think I'm gonna start doing social media. People were telling me to do it my whole life. So I just took the leap and did it.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. You guys are males in a female dominated platform. If I'm being honest with you,
Yeah.
mommy bloggers are marketing geniuses.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. They created Instagram to what it is today. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are men. And it's not so masculine to be dancing around on, Instagram. Is it screwing you up in the dating realm or helping you?
I mean, I haven't really started dating, but I mean, it has
You're in the modern world. Like, I'm not talking about dating for shidduchim. I'm talking about like
Just
who's hitting you up in the DMs.
yeah. I remember when Caleb.
Oh, they're so red. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you should know they're very much blushing.
Because I remember when Caleb showed me, we met up in January, and he's like, I just started getting all these DMs.
Yeah, I was like, yo, are you getting these?
Oh my god!
By the way, it's a great way. It's a great way to meet people.
Yeah, 100%.
I set people up all the time, and like, if you can shoot your shot and not be a lame loser,
Yeah,
like, go
I
for
agree,
it.
100%.
It's good.
You
Yeah.
have access to hundreds of thousands of people
Yeah.
online.
millions.
Why that you never had access to? You can talk to celebrities online. You can talk to anybody. So when it comes to dating, I always say to people, go, do. Like,
Just
if
put
you-
yourself out there.
Also, like, you could see a girl's personality online. You can see her style if it matches your vibe.
Mhm.
Don't be lame. Do the right thing.
For sure.
Okay, so has it given girls the ick watching you guys online?
Probably a mix, I would say. Some of them that kind of are more attracted to it, and some that are like, okay, I don't want somebody who's doing that stuff online. I'm not into that. I prefer to be behind the scenes, or I don't want people knowing about my life. So I've seen a solid mix about it.
I would say the same thing. Like, there are definitely girls that probably would have been interested in me before I was posting content. And then when I started posting content, a lot of those girls that, let's say, would have gone out with me probably were like, no, but the girls that do want to go out with me now wouldn't have wanted to go out with me before because they didn't know me. And they also probably like that I post content. But I think it's like, there's good and there's bad. But if there's a girl that doesn't want to be with me because I'm posting content, then that's just like not my wife. So,
Agreed.
because that's what I want to be doing. I'm not going to change myself for anyone.
Okay. I like
Well
that.
said.
Thanks, bro.
If there is a yeshiva guy, okay, he has a great idea for a business, but he is so uncomfortable with the idea of coming online, what would you suggest for him? Because if we're being honest, this is the new era. If you want to sell yourself or sell a business or build a brand, you need to use social media or you're falling behind.
Mhm.
Like, we're not in the Stone Ages. What would you say to somebody like that?
Well, I always quote Gary Vee, and he says personal brand is everything right now.
Mhm.
If you're building a company, you got to build a personal brand first because people are going to buy from you. And if they like you, then they'll buy from what your company sells. So I would say it's free marketing. So if you're building a company, I'm bootstrapping a company right now. I don't have unlimited money to spend on marketing ads for my company, but I could utilize social media as a free way to make videos and post content that get people to know about it. So it's a no-brainer if you're trying to build a company.
Kind of agree, but for more yeshiva people aspect of it, I would probably say have someone else do it for you, someone that's experienced, someone that's known. I feel like a lot of the yeshiva world aren't so familiar with the niches and what's going on social media. But I think just take the leap and go for it, honestly.
So I am going to push back a little bit on what you just said because we see Hasidish men are in here all the time.
Go
Moshe,
We have-
Moshe
viral.
Wigner, I did him last week.
Right.
Legend.
But beyond him, there are Hasidish podcasts. There are people in every walk of life now really looking out and going, holy crap. This is, if you want a business, this is where you have to be.
Mhm.
And I think that is a totally new shift. So I don't want to put people in a box necessarily and say like, I would have somebody else do it for you. I would say, get your butt up and
Yeah, I thought you were asking more on the sense of like if they don't want to have Instagram because the things online and just all that type of stuff.
I'm going to say something very racy right now. They all have it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
They're all looking.
Whether we have
we
a
go, we
tag
see.
filter or a flip phone, they're looking at whatever the is
Yeah.
online. You just have to be honest about it.
Mhm.
For sure.
So you might as well just do it anyways. What you're
You
saying?
might as well build a business from it.
Mhm.
Why are we
Why are you hiding behind your burner account?
exactly?
So many burners. Oh my god.
Tell me,
so many burners.
what's the most unhinged thing someone has ever DM'd you?
I'm not.
Okay,
Yeah, we're not gonna say.
PG-13 version of most unhinged thing.
You go first.
It's like,
I'll go first. How about that?
yeah.
My husband and I got the DM, but he responded because I thought it was more exciting. They always want pictures of my feet.
Your feet.
Always. They
That's
always want pictures of the feet.
Feet.
I don't know what
Never
is-
understood those people.
I
don't
guess
get
there's
it.
Not
a
into feet.
niche
It's a big
for it
fetish. It's a
because
big foot fetish.
hello, there's Feet Finder, so I
Mhm.
guess people are into it.
That's crazy.
Okay, but he responded, and that was fun.
What'd he say?
You know, he likes to like pull a little bit of craziness out. He likes to have fun.
Uh huh.
You know, we don't just like let things go. It can't be boring.
Might as well. have fun
Okay.
with it.
Let's
I
go,
want
Gabe.
to say something,
Share.
but I'm so scared to cross a line. You know
Don't
what
cross
I'm saying?
too much of a line. My kids are in yeshiva.
Yeah.
But-
and like my sister's going to seminary next year, and like I don't want to,
Okay, so think for a second.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Gabe,
gonna
let's go
do.
to you.
Unhinged. I haven't had anything like too unhinged. Like my biggest platform is LinkedIn, so like it's
Oh.
relatively professional there.
Okay.
I would say. I mean, just a guy who asks me for a job like every single day, or a girl who like DMs me like every 3 hours to date her.
By the way, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Look,
I respect the hustle.
You say it all the time online. I
Yeah.
follow you on Instagram and I like your posts, which most people
Thank you.
should start doing is if you see something,
like and comment,
like and
subscribe.
comment and subscribe.
Come on, it's easy. It's free.
Thanks.
Exactly. Okay. And you give somebody an ego boost.
hmm
But you always say, like, I'm going to work harder. And these people are working hard.
Yeah.
By the way, I would hire that guy.
I respect him. Yeah. But I've been telling him if you want a job, like come to the city and then meet with me or get on the phone. And then he goes me. And then he reaches out again a week later.
So there's follow through.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I would say I had some out of pocket DMs that we're not going to display publicly, but I'd say the most like unhinged out of pocket thing was someone DMing me also like consistently swiping up, liking, comment all my posts, and after like 2 months I found out that the person's name wasn't even a real person and it was like a guy. And I was like, oh, that's like the weirdest thing ever.
I mean,
Yeah. And I'm like,
By the
who
way,
are
we
you?
should-
Like, you're my biggest fan after like 2 months. And like, they finally like told me, and I was like, yo, like, fine, God. Like, what? Like, people just hide behind the camera, and it's honestly like so crazy. It's
yeah,
so
people-
crazy.
People will do that, but you know what? It's flattering. He liked you.
Yeah.
And he went to all sorts of efforts to get in touch.
It is what it is.
I could appreciate that, okay? I could appreciate that. At what point does wanting to build a legacy and wanting respect outweigh the need for attention? Because I think there's a balance here where as much as we say like we're building businesses and we're creating this, like we like the likes and follows,
Of course.
okay? That's normal and natural behavior. I think a lot of people want to lie to themselves and be like, no, I don't care. Of course I care. How much of your value is based on numbers at this point?
Such a good question. Well, I mean, I think one thing about people that say they don't care is because they don't want to be judged when they don't get a lot of likes, and then it's a reason, oh, I don't actually care about it, or you're just not getting any likes. It's a good question. The more that I've gotten into social media, it kind of sucks you into that like negative desire of it. But I try to keep my focus on building a legacy with building a company and actually making a positive impact on the world, and then building for my future family. But yeah, social media sucks you in and gets you the desires of the likes and the fame and the attention. So
I obsess over it, if I'm being brutally honest. The likes, the comments, the shares, the saves, everything. But like honestly, I just look at those videos and I see which ones do well and which ones don't, and that's why I obsess over it, because I want to do better and give people what they want.
What content do you guys each think hits the hardest? Like, you're getting the most follows, you're getting the most views from it.
For me right now, I'll answer that. I think it's the Jewish humor, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm looking at a lot of Jewish, like Dovey Newberger, for example. He's very tapped into like Jewish trends and all that, but I don't think you see, like, for example, Gabe's trying to build a business. Me, in the sense, is like I'm doing like Jewish humor, but in a modern Orthodox way. And the things that I'm saying and doing, I don't think anyone's doing. And I think that's why people are following me from those videos. It's because I'm just being real, and I'll be like, I'm not down to hit Marv right now, but I'm gonna do it. Like everyone's like, yo, why doesn't this kid go to Marv every single day? I'm like, I'm my own person. Some days I go, some days I don't. And I don't know, just modern Orthodox Jewish humor. I think we don't see a lot of that on the internet.
yeah, I mean, I think the Jewish content does pretty well, especially because there's so much hate out there for it. So it gets its positive attention, and it probably
Stirs the
gets
pot.
probably 5 times as much negative attention, which still boosts your views.
Bad PR is still PR.
Yeah, that's what they say, right? Any marketing is good marketing. So
Rather than talk than not talk at all.
I hear. Sometimes it's better to stay quiet, I will say.
depends. Yeah, depends what you say.
Depends on what's coming out of your mouth, for sure.
Yeah,
But you're not necessarily doing Jewish content.
I
Let's
don't
be
do a
honest
lot,
here.
yeah.
Like, you're building a brand that's supposed to be marketed towards everybody.
Yeah.
Do you find most of your followers to be Jewish, or is that from the community? Do you think that being part of the community helps build your brand?
it definitely helps, but it also keeps you boxed in. So I'm happy that I branched out from it, and I've built a lot of relationships with people that are Jewish, but not in the community, or people that aren't even Jewish, but are big in the real estate world. So it's a mix, but I think I try to wear my kippah with everything I do. I'm going to represent being a Jewish entrepreneur. But I think a lot of the content I do around other celebrities kind of boosts your algorithm too.
So you think that the celebrity hook for you is what gets you the views?
Yeah, I mean, especially with my like street interviews, if you're going to interview a random guy on the street, it's not going to do as well as if you interview an NFL player. So
Yeah.
that's
for
just the
sure.
reality.
That's when you popped.
Yeah, that's when I went
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, when I went to the Super Bowl. So
Okay, so if those of you that don't follow Gabe actually took a flight to the Super Bowl and started interviewing people in hotels and all over, like really hustling, which I can admire. And that took a lot of bravery.
it was tough. Yeah, I was really nervous, especially when I landed there, and I was trying to, like, for 3 months to get a media pass so I could get into the room where all the people were. Couldn't get one. Landed on Tuesday and was asking around like where everyone was at, and they said they're staying at the Hyatt Hotel. So
You're staying at the Hyatt?
it was a Hyatt Regency. It was actually pretty
The
nice.
NFL players were staying at the Hyatt Regency?
That's where they put them up too. NFL put them up at the Hyatt Regency. And I walked in and they're all just chilling in the lobby.
It's better than a Courtyard Marriott, I guess, but still.
Yeah, it was actually pretty nice, but the whole NFL was staying there. So we just pulled up and just started walking up to NFL players, which was pretty nerve wracking. And some of them I totally flopped and like just choked in the moment when like you pull up to like a 6'7" like NFL, big guy. And you kind of just choke under pressure. You're like, oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I know, but I kind of want to see the bloopers. Like, that is where the
Yeah.
gold mine is, I think.
Yeah, I posted a couple once where like I got rejected. It did pretty well too.
Okay, exactly. You gotta find that balance. Okay, so you find that your Jewish content goes much harder than when you're trying something else.
Mhm.
How do you not stay boxed in if you are focused primarily on the Jewish world?
So I wouldn't say I'm primarily focused on it. I'd say right now it is hitting. And also one big transition that I do want to make, something that makes me who I am, is golf. And I just haven't been able to branch out and play golf because of where I live. But hopefully once Passover comes around and summer, that's all I'm going to be doing, and trying to play and link up with big golfers, because I think golf is a very big thing nowadays, and there's not a lot of golfers online that are posting personality also, rather than just like they're just hitting the ball. And I don't think a lot of people care about that. So what I'm trying to do is build up myself so that my followers know the kid swinging the club.
You don't think that already exists?
It does, but I wouldn't say as much. Like, for example, there's this guy I look up to. His name's Big John Golf. Bob Does Sports. Great guys, great personalities, but I don't think a lot of people are posting like personality videos on the golf course. Not on the golf course, like just eating or talking or doing reaction video. I feel like a lot of their content is just based around golf.
Right. Okay. So on TikTok, there happens to be the Cart Girl. I don't know if you
I
guys
know who that
follow her. So
I hate golf.
I'm not a golfer either, but I like good content.
Golf is
Fair.
life.
And honestly, her content is amazing. It's basically her serving the drinks to all the men.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you,
free money.
yeah, I miss my calling. I really feel like I miss my calling. But I think that you should go for it. Try it.
Thank you.
And also, by the way, don't lie. You live near a golf course. You live near multiple golf courses.
Correct. But it's cold. It's been cold, but now it's getting hotter. So hopefully we'll see what happens.
You
Play a
gotta
lot of golf.
hustle.
Yeah, why can't you play golf in the cold?
No golf courses are open in New York in the winter.
You gotta hit a goose.
Go to the simulator.
There is a
Like,
simulator.
Yeah, a lot of simulators.
Okay. Who do you admire the most that you've seen online? That you are kind of, I wouldn't say copying, but emulating when you're putting stuff out there.
Gary Vaynerchuk,
There we go.
100%. He's the GOAT. That's it.
Okay.
Bob Does Sports.
Bob Does Sports.
He's my idol. Look up to him. Met him a couple times. Sick guy, and just love what he does and what he's about. And yeah, Robbie Berger. That's his name.
His real name.
His real name is Robbie Berger.
Do you think that all of the content you are doing aligns with who you are as a Jew? Or do you think that sometimes you have that push and pull of, I want to post something, but I also have community standards?
Mhm.
What do you do?
It's such a good question.
I have my parents' and my sister's approval. A lot of times they'll say no, but I'll be like, I need to post it. But it's definitely tough because we live in that hawk community where whatever you post, people are sending around, people are talking about. But I think it's just about ripping the Band-Aid off and just, you really have to not care. And I honestly still do care. And that's why I've held back from posting certain things. But I think the most important thing is just ripping the Band-Aid off and not caring.
I mean, it's not caring, but then you have to have obviously certain boundaries that you're going to push. Like, I'm still Jewish. I try to observe as much as I can. I'm not like an ultra Orthodox person, but I do keep Shabbat and kosher. And like, there's certain boundaries that like, I won't go to an event on Shabbat, even though there's a huge event that I can get content at, but you just can't go. And there's certain things you still can't do. And you just got to trust that God will, give you something else for it.
Yeah, I think that it's, you guys are single still. So you don't have the wife or the children that you have to remember
Yeah.
are part of your package.
Yep.
Because what you say online and what you put out in the world stays forever now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a learning curve for a lot of people. I know it was a learning curve for me.
Can you tell us about that?
Sure, I can tell you about that, except that I'm going to get in trouble. I decided to go onto a podcast. Most of you will probably remember. And I spoke from a therapeutic perspective, but also with humor, which is my brand, basically. And I got backlash. I got backlash not necessarily from the audience, but from real ramifications within my own ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to remember that you are part of a bigger picture. And it's really hard to find that balance. And I think actually a lot of people on social media are struggling with that, where I know that I'm struggling finding my voice even on here, where it's like, do I want to be super serious? Do I want to be silly? Who do I want to be? Because I'm not the same way on a couch across from my clients as I am dancing on Instagram.
True.
Right? So we're all multifaceted. right? As people, we come with so many layers. And I think that that's what this podcast is that people need to realize that you can be serious in one instance, and in the next instant, you can be a completely unhinged or fun person. And we're part of we're not just what people see online.
True.
And I think that is the hardest part, is that I think a lot of people look at you online and probably think, okay, well, you're just funny and you're just business and you're just crazy. But I think that that's part of it. What do you want people to know about you? That's not necessarily what's online.
Yeah, I think it's such a common misconception, especially since I've been starting to do these like street interviews and going outside and doing content like that people wouldn't walk up to random strangers and do. And people are like, oh, like you're just gifted, that like you're naturally, you know, fearless and you don't care what people think and you're cool with walking up to strangers. And that's not who I actually am. I do prefer to be with a couple friends or family and like hang out in private behind the camera. But you could push a different persona online if you need to do it, if you want to grow a company, if you have goals and desires. So like you're not just that one person from one video you posted, and it's okay to be normal too.
Couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Like, I post reaction videos and I'll make fun of certain influencers, and I don't want people to view me and be like, this kid's so mean, like why is he making fun of another person? But like, yeah, I don't want people to think that, but you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, like Gabe said, like there's certain times where I would just rather be hang out with my friends, be on the camera, hang out with my family, like, you know. But on the same like spectrum of it, I do post a lot of real life stuff, and like I'll like video my mom, and like she'll be like, why are you videoing me? But I think that's what people loved, that I'm just like real and authentic, and I don't think we see a lot of that on the internet these days.
True.
I think the words you just used are serious buzzwords. Okay, real and authentic.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a little bit of vomit coming up. Because I think everyone and their mother uses that line. I'm real, I'm authentic. And to me, I'm triggered by it. And there's another buzzword, triggered.
Mhm.
Like, what makes you real and authentic? What makes you real and authentic versus anybody else on the internet?
I don't know, honestly. It's a good question. I think when I'm scrolling on my reels, you'll see like 6 videos in a row and no one's talking in the videos, and it's just like words on screen. And like with me, it's like I'm singing in my car, I'm going to a dance class, I'm doing so many different things. I'm with my family. But yeah, a lot of people are real and authentic on the internet. But I think what makes me special also is that I'm trying to be like that also, and not be fake and show people who I am.
I could answer for Caleb that, I mean, it's hard for you to explain it in words, but it's like if you know the person off the camera,
Correct.
and you can tell, like when I see him posting like the stupid things that he says that makes no sense, and he's saying words that like people don't understand, but it's hilarious. It's like he's been doing that forever, and he's now just doing it with a video in his face. So it's like if you have people around you who know what you're actually like, and they could back up what you do online and be like, yeah, that is who he is, 100%. Like you can't really say it from yourself, because the more you try to say, hey, I'm real, I'm authentic, people are gonna be like, well, you're not actually, probably.
Right.
If you're trying to say
I'm
it.
not going to lie. It gives me the ick when somebody says it online that I'm real and authentic. And even when people will say it to me, I'm like, am I? Because like the person that I put out there, I'm shy in real life.
Mhm.
I'm alone in a room doing skits by myself, right? Like I am not on a world stage doing this, except that we are.
Yeah.
We are all on a world stage, and you get hundreds of thousands of views, and you go,
Scary.
whoa, what did I just put out there?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because you can't take it back.
never.
When I first started, actually, like Gabe said, like everyone who knows me off camera knows what I'm about, knows who I am, knows the way I speak. And like, remember when I first started speaking, first started posting, like 3 of my friends came up to me and they're like, yo, like this one said this about you, this one said that. They're like, do you know this kid Pollen? Like, is he like that in real life? Like, he's so funny. And like my friends are like, yeah, like he's funny, but like we don't find him as funny because they know me. They're with me every single day, so they're used to it. But the people
Fair.
that get to see me on camera, they're like, oh, nice.
They also get a different viewpoint of you, I think. I actually think it's easier to relate to somebody who you have no real life connection with. I actually find myself, I'm going to inward, I have to look inward a little bit, that I find myself not able to connect as much with influencers who I know personally
Mhm.
than those that are 6 degrees away from me, because it's hard to sort of compare yourself
Mhm.
or feel like they're authentic when really they're doing their job. This is exactly what they're supposed to do, and I really need to give more benefit of the doubt to them and go, "You know what? That's good. Good for you. You're out there, you're putting yourself out there." Do you think in your world, in the male-dominated influencer space, which is not so large, do you have the same difficulty with comparing yourself to others?
Always, 100%. I think comparison is one of our biggest like destroyers. Like in a person, is like no matter what you do, you're always going to compare yourself with somebody else, whether it's even a fair comparison, right? They always say like you're comparing your middle to somebody else's end, and it's like it's not fair for you to do because everybody has a different deck of cards, everybody has a different situation, and you comparing them, whether it's comparing the amount of likes or the amount of money or the amount of attention, it's never fair to do. But it's a trap that, especially if you're in social media world as a male, you will compare yourself to people.
Can't compare yourself to people, honestly. That's all I have to say.
Okay, well,
Like
that's
you said it perfectly.
I will say at 23 and 24, you have really good attitudes. It took me till I was in my mid 30s. I'm only 35, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But it took me a long time to realize everybody feels insecure.
Mhm.
Every single person that is around is comparing themselves to somebody else. We can say that we are not, and there's a little bit of fake it till you make it kind
Yeah.
of aspect to it. But it takes a long time to realize your worth. And I think it took me till I was in my 30s to go, yeah, no, F you.
Mhm.
I know who I am. I know what I want. I'm building a brand. I'm building a family. I am part of a community, and I'm proud of all those things. So the fact that you guys at 23 and 24 are able to have a sense of self, understand a goal, and not only just want it, you're going for it. That's a huge deal. And you don't realize what a big deal it is. And it's very inspirational to younger, I would say younger guys, that you don't have to be boxed in.
For sure.
So if you were to tell somebody what would be their first step if they wanted to branch out in social media?
I would say first understand what you want to get out of it. What's your goal? What do you want to do? Whether it's somebody who wants to be a professional athlete or somebody who wants to get into real estate, figure out what you want to do, find the people doing it and use them as models, role models to use an example to copy what they're going to do. That's probably the first step.
I would say to just realize and understand before you're taking that leap that people are going to judge you and people are going to look at you and say it's cringy, but like everyone was put into this world to do their own thing, and someone's gonna do one thing that like everyone's always gonna have something to say, and I think you just got to block out the noise is the most important thing to do, because I honestly wanted to do social media for a while, very long time, but certain things held me back. And once I got over that hump of not caring about what people think, I think that's what led me to do it. So I think that's the most important thing for me.
Honestly, it's huge. I have to tell you, it's huge. It took me so long to be like, okay, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to put myself out there. At least this time around, I'm in control.
Mhm.
And I think that that's the ultimate goal. You want to be in control of your own life. You don't want other people dictating to you that you can or can't do something.
Correct.
They're going to judge you anyway, so you might as well post content to show people who you are instead of them judging you based on something that they heard from a rumor.
Exactly. And I think the further away you get from your teen years, because that is I really feel like the hardest time, where you're in a pressure cooker of
Mhm.
everyone judging everything and you're under a microscope. I think this is the time where you test stuff out.
For sure.
You
Yeah.
figure out what works, what
Have some
doesn't
fun.
work. Exactly.
Might as well, yeah.
People are so boring these days because they're worried
About
about
what people are gonna say. Yes, 100%.
I would think about like, I was in like fields drinking and we didn't have cameras and posting stuff on social media. Like, I'm like, I slept in the back of my friend's car when my parents thought I was somewhere else. Like, no one was tracking us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you guys have it so much harder, I think, and the kids have it so much harder now trying to make something of themselves without having their past follow them.
For sure. Because everything you do and everything you say is around forever.
Yeah. So, what is something you want to say on here that will be around forever that you're proud of?
Doing something that inspires others. I think if you're doing something that makes an impact, and I mean, thankfully, I've had people reach out through Instagram or LinkedIn, and I haven't accomplished anything yet. Like I still have a long way to go, but for people to say, just from the fact that you've been pushing yourself and taking the chance to build a company at a young age with your kippa on, being proud of it, doing all that stuff together is an inspiration for me to do it as well. I think that's, one of the biggest things you could do.
Mhm.
Do you think your Jewish identity gets tested when you are on here, when you're on a platform where the world can see what you're doing, whether for the good or for the bad?
Yes, 100%. I took a dance class with a bunch of girls, and people were like, "What's this kid doing? He's Jewish." But at the same time, it was like something that I thought would be fun, something that I thought would be good for the people to see and just make fun of and have a good time with it. So yeah, it definitely gets in the way. But the only way to do that is to just not care, as I said before, about what people think and just do what makes you happy, do your own thing.
It's interesting because I've been on the spectrum of religiosity. And
What does that mean?
meaning like I came back from seminary as yeshivish came.
So did I.
I think most people do. And I think I was doing a lot of things for the public persona or to get married or to do certain things. Thank God
Mhm.
I found the right person and we've been on a journey together.
Baruch Hashem.
But I do think that I didn't understand what connecting to God really was until I owned who I was.
Mhm.
And that you can be yourself and still be religious.
100%.
You can run a business and still be religious. You can do all of these things, keep kosher, you can keep Shabbos. You mentioned before that like you don't go to events on Shabbos that could build your brand more.
For sure. The best events are always on Shabbos.
I always say that if I did not have Shabbos, I would be done.
For
You
sure.
would be so burnt out. So as much as it could build your business, you're right. I do think there's a beauty in the fact that we have God to ground us. I
And putting
think
the phone down, the break is so important. I honestly love it.
especially in social media where you're attached to your phone 24/7.
All
Yeah.
day.
It's research. All it my kids look at me and they're like, "Mom, put it down." And I'm like, "Okay, goodbye. It has to go." It's impossible to be present and to be on the phone.
Mhm.
So the fact that we have Shabbos and Chagim, I actually think it's a gift. To me, it doesn't hinder, even though it takes away 25 hours of client time.
For sure. It's a recharge of the batteries every week. That's how I look at it.
Is there something, if you could change within our community? Oh, get ready. If there's something you could change within the community, what would it be?
Oof.
You know what? Let's start with Caleb.
It's a big question.
I actually want to hear what you have to say.
One thing I would change about the community. I really got to think about this. It's a crazy question. I don't know. It's a crazy
Okay,
question.
Gabe, let's hear from you.
I mean, I would say just the pressure, especially in the modern Orthodox community, that you have of kids. I had friends, and thank God, like growing up, my parents never forced me to go to shul or to, do anything specific. But I've had friends that have been dragged out of their beds on Shabbat to go to shul at 10 years old, 12 years old. It's like that kid ends up off the derech for a reason. So it's like, stop putting so much pressure on kids to fit in a box when every single kid and every single situation is different. And you have to give him the opportunity to find it on his own. Yes, don't send him to public school, but don't force him to do anything. It's just a kid and he's trying to find himself. So a little less pressure on kids to be religious.
Okay.
It's deep. I'd say like make the Five Towns restaurants a little cheaper.
Agreed. Let's talk about tuition. Tuition also needs to be cheaper.
Wild.
Wild.
Tuition, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys get ready, because by the time you guys have kids, I really hope your business goes really well. Verified. Download it.
Please, yeah, please. We need it. I want to have like 3 or 4 kids, and I got to pay for them.
But I do think that there is so much beauty within our community. I think that we need to stop putting people in a box. I
Mhm.
think that it's really hard because we have we have so many sets of rules, and it's hard to follow all of them.
For
And
sure.
everyone is a work in progress. So I think like losing the judgment on ourselves and on others and going, they're doing their best. Everyone is doing their best
Mm.
to figure out their.
For sure.
And I think that that really is what I want to come across when it comes to social media and raising kids and being around other people, is that everyone's just trying their best.
Mhm.
So every time we post online, we're just trying,
Yeah.
you know, like,
For sure.
and you're putting yourself out there in such a way that's so vulnerable,
Mhm.
and you expose yourself, which is so difficult. And people don't realize, because it's easy to sit behind a screen and comment really quickly,
Mhm.
Very easy.
right? I'm sure we're all guilty of it. We're just like, why did they do that? Well, they're just doing their best.
I don't know about that, but
Well, we do our best, and sometimes people get ahead of themselves,
Yeah.
and they say things that they probably shouldn't.
for sure. There's also no ramifications for you to comment on a burner account.
Do you think that that takes a toll on both of your self-esteems?
It honestly just boosts my ego and my confidence when I'm posting my whole life out there, my name, my picture, everything about my life. And there are people, like, no disrespect to anyone, and obviously do your thing, but people are hiding and scared that their name's going to pop up, that they liked or commented on a video, when me and Gabe are out there, and you, just posting everything, and we're just not scared about what people think. And I think that that's honestly, it's kind of sad, to be brutally honest. Hate to say it.
I think
And I used to be that person, so I get it.
you were a troll.
I was like the person hiding behind the camera. I was the kid without the profile picture on Instagram. Like, I get it. It's like, people might not date you if they see you on Instagram, or if you like Caleb Pollin's video or comment on my video, they'll be like, oh, like,
That's what
someone
you're
might look
watching.
at that and judge you. But I think the most important thing is to just not care about what people think and just be true to who you are.
I think that that is a really great thing, but I also think that that is, I'm going to say something that's a very gender specific thing to feel, because females we are totally uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And it's easy to say that as a man, I think. As a female, I am totally uncomfortable.
Yeah, females definitely take more judgment also than
Also,
males.
we take things in so drastically. We're emotional.
Mhm.
And I think that when somebody hides behind something online and says something to you and you're like, it's jarring. I can't move on the way you just described, like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends how personal the comment is. Like when people comment like big Yahoo or like, plus $7,000 on my post, it's like, okay, you're doing that to every single person that's Jewish.
Mhm.
It's not personal. If somebody takes a personal attack on you or on your family, like that hits a little harder.
So I think you bring up a very good point here, because, you are marketing yourself outside of the community.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're getting stereotypes about being Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay. That part doesn't hurt as much for you, which is interesting, because I think that would hurt me also. Like, you're attacking my people.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
No, it hurts for sure, but it's like, it's so generic that I know that they're just commenting juice boxes on every single Jewish person's post. So it's not
Mhm.
like specific to me. Yeah, it's specific to my people. And like, I want to comment back, like, screw you or whatever, get a life. Sometimes I do. But it's not as personal that like, if they would take the time to like, research my family and like comment something about it, that's a little bit deeper.
So I don't know if you have the same type of following that I do, but because you're more within the community, do you find that it's more personal attacks on you? Because I know for me, it's always something very personal. And I'm like,
You're saying from the
okay.
non-Jews?
I'm saying from our own community.
Your own brothers and sisters.
Jealousy.
You think it's jealousy?
I think a lot of people that are either talking behind my back are people that wish they could be doing what I'm doing, because like why do you care? Like, I'm not running around saying, yo, why is he a lawyer? Why is he a doctor? I don't care what you're doing. Don't care about my life. Like, just be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. Like, why do you care about what I'm doing? I don't care about what you're doing. So I think it just comes from a place of insecurity and jealousy, and that they're not comfortable with what they're
They are.
doing, and they wish that they could be doing what we're doing.
I think it takes a lot of bravery to do what you guys are doing. You are going into uncharted territory, and I'm really impressed with what you guys have been bringing to the table, and I so enjoy your content. So
Thank
keep
you.
posting, even if people send you
Mhm.
nasty messages.
Yeah.
There's also the cute girls in the DMs also. So you got to take the good with the
Ink.
bad.
We hope so, yeah.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here. Is there any last thing that you want to share with the Clow?
I love my fans, honestly. Like, everyone who supports me, everyone who sees me and comes up to me, like, it's something that I've been wanting to do my whole life. And I honestly, like, I act like nonchalant about it and like, oh yeah, thanks so much. But like, it really does mean something to me that people are out there watching me and look forward to what I'm about to say or what I'm about to post, and just makes me happy. And I appreciate you guys for it. So thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, my greatest pleasure.
Oh, and Julia, thank you.
Thank
I was thanking the
Thank
fans.
you to all my fans.
By the way, I'm a fan too. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime.
Want to get some pictures?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Always.
Oh my God, I was so scared.
Don't be